Hello everyone, welcome back to another album review. So today I'm going to be reviewing Cyndi Lauper's debut album, which was released in 1983, not 1985 like I said on the previous video. It's called She's So Unusual. I have listened to this before, but I really wanted to review something of Cyndi's, and I thought I'd do this album because there's a lot of her most popular hits are from this album, and actually to release a debut album, to have so many hits and for it to do so well, it doesn't happen that often actually. So yeah, that's definitely a positive start. So Time After Time, True Colours, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Surely everyone's heard of those songs, which are on this album, except True Colours, that isn't on this album. So recently I have been listening to her stuff, like I said. It was a while back I actually listened to this album in full. I did think then that I thought it'd be a good album to review. I recently have watched some videos of her live as well. She really does capture the room. She's still herself. Definitely. She's a fantastic artist, she really is. She's unique, she's vibrant and raw as well, actually, is how I'd describe her. She's been successful for sure. Yeah, I still think she is underrated. I have heard bits and bobs about people saying stuff about her, but which maybe some people do underrate her, but no, I think she's brilliant. I think she's unique. I think she's got a really unique voice. She's got those kind of how can I describe it, typical way she sings with that kind of like hiccup sound she does. That's very to her. That's something that she does in particular. I really like Cyndi, I really do, and I think she's underrated. I do, even though she has been really popular. I still think she's underrated. I do. I really admire her for just being herself and not caring what anyone thinks, which again is a rare thing, you know. How she like holds a dress when she does that dance that she does. It's down the street. It's 80s, isn't it? It's iconic. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I remember watching that all the time as a kid, that music video. So the album itself, it did really well. Numerous awards, nominated and won. The artwork is spot on, actually. It really captures Cyndi's personality, I think. So 6 singles were released from the album. There's 10 songs in total. On the Japan edition, actually, the song featured in The Goonies is on that album, which I was actually going to include this review, but I just realised I actually haven't wrote the review for it, so I might do that in the next video as an extra, actually. So it's classified as pop or new wave of pop, which, yeah, I'd agree with. So it talks that this was her best album, which actually technically is true, depending on how you describe a best album of an artist. It is her best-selling album. So success-wise, yeah, it is her best album. But I haven't listened to the other albums, so I can't comment on if it's her best album for me personally. I don't know. I think Cyndi can do a lot with her voice. There's different types of songs she has released back in the 80s, from what I've heard. Whether or not that increases throughout the albums after this debut album, if she goes down a particular sound route, I don't know. I don't know, because I haven't listened to the other albums. So chart-wise, it was number 16 in the UK, which probably, yeah, it's not too bad. Maybe I thought we'd done a bit better, but it's not really out of my idea of what it would be about in the charts. Number 4 in the US Billboard, with her being American from New York, yeah. And actually by the end of that year, it was still quite high up. It was number 11, so that's quite good. Why it didn't do as well in the UK, I'm unsure. Maybe it's just competition, I don't know. So gold in the UK, and it's 6 times platinum in the US, which, yeah, expected really. So I'm going to jump into the reviews. So number 1, the first track on the album is Money Changes Everything. I really like the song. The beat is very prominent, it's well flowing. I think it's a well produced song actually. It's a pleasant listen for sure. I really love Cyndi's voice in this one. Her tone is really unique, really stands out. She definitely has lungs for sure, and that's really shown that ability in this song. Number 2 is Girls Just Want to Have Fun, the iconic Cyndi Lauper song. That sound across the keys, it's iconic. It is. As soon as you hear it, you know it's this song. The whole song is iconic. It screams the 1980s. There's over 1 billion views on YouTube, which actually just passed in January this year, I believe. The success of this song is that itself. As a modern day view on it, it's successful in that way with having the YouTube views. But even back then, it was a successful album. And I think it's grown in popularity with time. I mean, pop hasn't with rock and roll, it has decreased in popularity since the 80s, but pop has just got more and more popular, so actually it's kind of benefited albums like this, I think. I really like this song. It's a fun song. Who doesn't like this song? So number 3 is When You Were Mine. Now this song was wrote by Prince. I'm not that familiar with this one. I do know it though. There is mention of Time After Time, which is a nice link back to that Time After Time song. I don't know if that was deliberate though, because it was wrote by Prince. I don't know. There's a lot of writers on this album, so maybe not. I think Cyndi has such an 80s voice though, I've got to point that out, and you can really hear her New York accent actually as well, which I love. I love when you can hear accents in vocals. It creates more of a personality to a song. It makes the listeners really connect with the singer. I think a lot of artists can hold back and almost put a false sound on their voice, which I don't know why they do, because for me personally, I love hearing accents. I really do. And I just like raw singers as well, which is definitely Cyndi, like I said previously. She can sing really high pitched, and it actually reminds me of Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, because he sings high pitched as well, and I really like that sound. But overall, it's a good song. There's an odd UFO sounding sound in there, which is interesting. It's a well produced song, again, well produced. Everything just works great. All the aspects fit greatly. There's nothing kind of that doesn't fit in or anything like that. It's really good actually. The beat really carries the song. That's the backbone really of the song, I'd say. They reduce the volume as the song ends gradually, which actually they do in a few of the songs on the album, but I'm not going to really repeat that, but they do that. Which is a nice way to end the song actually. It works well with this one. It's often done actually. Can hear the bass at the end particular as well. So number 4 is Time After Time, an absolute classic. I love listening to this song. I listen to it a lot. I like singing it as well. It's a beautiful song, it is. It shows that Cyndi can be serious as well, actually. She doesn't just sing these fun poppy songs. She can sing really heartfelt songs as well. The music video, I want to point out actually the trailer in there where she's watching the film. It really reminds me of the trailer from Grimm, the TV show. Don't know if there's any Grimm fans out there. It's a good show. I'd definitely recommend watching Grimm. As soon as she knocks off that TV on the video, that iconic sound starts to play of the song, you immediately know it's this song. It's quite simple actually though, musically speaking, especially at the beginning, but it works so well. It's a lovely sound. I don't know if it's like maracas in that. I don't know, like that. It's something like that. I love it. If it is that what they've put in there, that's quite a brave thing to put in a song, but it works brilliantly in this. I honestly think this one is one of the best produced songs ever. Yeah, that's my thoughts on this song. The lyrics stand out in this. It's so well written. You can't not sing it. You can really hear the bass in it. I think because it's quite simple, you can really hear the different aspects. It's just a lovely song. I usually like the songs with more guitar, heavier songs, guitar dominant songs, but not always, and this is one of these songs that I really like that aren't in that spectrum of music. Cindy's vocals stand out against the rest of the sounds. It's so clear, her voice. It's brilliant. And how she gradually sings time after time, quieter and quieter towards the end, to a point where she's actually whispering but still singing. She's not speaking, she's still singing. And I think that's a hard thing to do. A lot of vocalists will just start whispering, like talking wise, but no, she's still singing. So yeah, I like that. It's spot on. Absolutely spot on song. So well produced. Number 5 is She Bop. I've been really getting into this song. The sound at the beginning would be so well suited for season 5 of Stranger Things, I think. I actually realise... What have I wrote here? Yeah, because I wrote here that it sounded something similar to something I'd hear in Stranger Things. And actually I thought, actually, no, this would actually be really good in Stranger Things. So Duffer Brothers, if you're watching, She Bop, Cyndi Lauper. The more I listen to this, the more I actually like it. Like I say, I've been listening to this and yeah, I really like it. I hadn't seen the music video till I watched it last night actually. I think the only thing I would say is the chorus. It could have maybe been a bit louder than the rest of the song, to a bit of a contrast, a bit of build there. And that would have made me maybe liked it more. But I do like the song. The overall sound is a little bit repetitive as well. A lot of the iconic Cyndi noises she makes, like that hiccup sound that she does, is in this song particularly, which I don't mind. I quite like it actually. So number 6 is All Through the Night. This album, I've got to say, is really 80s. You know, if you ever having an 80s party, put this album on, you wouldn't have an issue with playing the whole thing all the way through. I'm assuming that's keys making that sound in this, that peculiar sound. I like that. It's almost like a clinky, diamondy sort of sound. Another song, not sure what have I wrote here? I don't know why I've wrote another song. So, not sure what, it's like a synthetic, like a synth sound in that as well. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know why I wrote that bit there. I don't know what I'm on about there. It's a nice song and I like it actually. So number 7 is Witness. To be honest, this song I'm less keen on, but it might grow on me. There's a noise throughout the song. It's like a disc being stuck, or like a car horn going off, like one of those old cars where the alarm would go off and the horn would beep at the same time. It sounds like that, and I don't like that sound. It's distracting from the rest of the song, I think. So yeah, I'm not as keen on that one. 8 is I'll Kiss You. I could again see this song being in Stranger Things, like the arcade, the scenes with the arcade. I love how quickly Cyndi sings this one. It's quite fast paced. A lot is going on in this song. I think it works. There's a weird repeating sound in it, which is very 80s sounding. I think there's a lot of synthetic sounds in this album actually. Is that the word, synthetic synth? I don't know. Done on a computer or something. I don't know. Not a musician, I'm just reviewing the album. I really like the sound, whatever it is. So number 9 is He's So Unusual. It's slightly different to the album title with being She's So Unusual. I really don't know what to say on this one. You've got this weird crackling noise in it. I don't like it. The song is 45 seconds. Can you classify that as a song? I'm not sure. I did find it a bit pointless, in all honesty. Number 10 is Yeah Yeah. You've got a crackling bang sound, which actually made me jump. I didn't expect that. Then we have Cyndi doing a best ghost impression, by the sounds of it. That's the only way I can describe it. The vocals spoken over the main vocals, you can't really hear. So I don't know if there's much point. It's a bit like too much is being said at once. Got some male vocals in here. I heard something about sushi at one point. It's a bit too much. Then we have an organ thrown in. You got some saxophone with this repetitive beat that keeps going and going. There's no changing it really. Then there's that weird ghost sound again. Not for me, this one, I'm afraid. So overall, it's a decent album actually, you know. Couple songs that aren't for me, but actually I would probably buy this in the future. The songs are similar in a way that the drum often carries the song. It's kind of the backbone of the song. Bit repetitive places, but that's fine. It's mainly the rest of the songs aren't. It's more just the beat that's repetitive. Vocally, Cyndi is so unique. I really like the sound of her voice. It's a fun album essentially. I think Cyndi does just sing without being too uniform, but does it enough to make a broad range in vocals with adding different aspects, but not too much that is just utter chaos, which I did find with my last review that was Marillion's stuff. Fish kind of just sung, but it was a bit, it needed to be brought back a bit for me. Can I just say with Marillion's album, I do understand it was a very successful album. I do understand that a lot of people loved that album, and that's fair enough, you know, but it just wasn't for me, I'm afraid. I was just being honest. But I just want to say that. So the next album I will be reviewing, I'm going back to the 70s because this is 70s and 80s talk, and it's going to be Queen. It's going to be that album Jazz. That's what I'm going to be reviewing. So looking to the future, what can you expect on this channel? I'm thinking of reviewing some Madonna stuff. I'm a big fan of Madonna, 80s Madonna. More of Survivor, because they are my favourite 80s band. Probably online with Def Leppard, I'd say, then Whitesnake. But Survivor, they have a special place in my heart, Survivor. I have been listening to a bit of John Parr. Maybe some of him will come in. Maybe Blue Oyster Cult with being October. Don't Fear the Reaper. I really love that song. I really want to maybe look at some other stuff. Because to be honest, I don't know anything else. That's the only song I really am familiar with. So it'd be interesting to look more of Blue Oyster Club stuff. I kind of want to broaden my knowledge of 70s and 80s bands. Because I think I've always listened to the ones I grew up with. Like, my favourite bands. I think I've gone a bit away from that. But it's mainly those bands. So I want to do reviews on those artists to reach as many people as possible, because obviously everyone has their own music tastes. But at the same time, I don't want to just be doing kind of reviews which are more just initial reviews where I haven't listened to them that much. I kind of want to do a mix of doing that, but also reviewing albums that I know well as well. Also because if I'm kind of just picking artists from the 70s and 80s which I haven't listened to, they might not end up being for me, so the reviews will be, I don't want them to just be quite negative or anything like that. Well, obviously, if I'm reviewing Whitesnake and Def Leppard, so the majority of that stuff from the 70s, 80s I'm going to love, so they're going to be very positive reviews because that's the sound I like. But if I am going to be just picking bands that I don't listen to and they're not for me, I don't want to just be like putting reviews out saying, yeah, this is not for me, and then do another one saying, yeah, this is not for me. I want to do a bit of a mix, but I may find albums that I really love as well, so it'll be a bit of a journey with that. Also, I'm going to be doing a Halloween special that will be coming up. I'm going to be looking for 70s and 80s Halloween songs, ones I listen to, maybe find some new ones and reviewing them. So there's that. Also, I'm going to be doing a video, maybe a set of videos even, of just what I've been listening to recently. Focusing on 70s and 80s, I might make some comments about some modern stuff, but it will be mainly, I'll talk about 70s and 80s stuff. So yeah, so that's that review for Cyndi Lauper's She's So Unusual. I may be reviewing more of her stuff in the future, but I definitely check out some of her latest live videos on YouTube. They're quite entertaining actually, and it's really just nice to see her capture the audience and she just lets go, you know. She hasn't changed in that aspect, which is really nice to see. So thank you for watching everyone. Take care now. Bye.